All right. It's that time. It's time for Beyond Sight and Sound. Let's do this.
Shooters and Prospectors.
We at S&W Shooters and Prospectors help people find treasure.
Did you say treasure?
Yes, treasure. Just listen to this amazing review from our happy customer, Jackie Sparrow.
Chocolate ship-shape and a pleasure to deal with. I was able to buy everything that I needed at prices that were shillings less than others. I found my 9 pieces of 8 in no time. Savvy?
I know you're asking yourself, why should I shop at S&W Shooter and Prospectors?
Chuck Smalley has over 45 years of metal detecting experience. He works with each customer one-on-one to customize their setup to match their skill level.
So if you always dreamt of being a pirate, contact Chuck at S&W Shooters and Prospectors and he'll dig up a great deal for you.
iPads and rum not included.
Caution. Please do not operate motor vehicles or power equipment while under the influence of this show. Listening to this show could cause side effects such as bouts of laughter, violent binges of cabin fever, and even dreams of silver and gold. Please be advised. Now that the fine print is out of the way, on with the show.
All right, we're back. We're live. I think. I hope. Not sure. I don't know. Some sort of strange glitch as soon as we went to go live.
That was the longest lead in I've heard you do on the music side of it.
Yeah, something went a little wacky.
Yeah,
Somehow or another. I don't know how this happens. But when we went to go live, I encountered some sort of error. It wasn't letting the show go live. And then as soon as I went live and started the music, it kicked me out of the studio.
No. Well, you're back. That's good.
Yeah. I think, anyway, I think I'm back. We're back. We're live. And people should, keyword, be able to hear us and all of that. I hope.
Yep.
I don't
I
know.
do. There
Well, I
we go.
see them saying, hey,
Now we're getting hacked or something.
yeah.
And all that's going on. Put your defenses
I don't know.
up, folks. So that
Yeah,
Hacking
everybody's
is
got to
wild.
be careful.
Yes. Pay attention to your credit cards, that kind of stuff, because I got a notification I had to go in and freeze a bunch of stuff. Because another outfit that we dealt with through the medical side of the world for Jill and all that, they got hacked. And we got a notification, and I talked with the money guy, and he said, freeze all your accounts. So we froze them. We can use them, but nobody can see any credit stuff. Nobody can set up a loan against you, anything like that. And it's getting rampant. 2 in a week. So we have to
this
pay.
sort of stuff seems to be happening more frequently.
Yeah. Yep. So be vigilant.
I know, last year, I think it was last year, the mortgage company got hacked. And I mean, one thing I can say about all of that, you try to take the precautions that you can. And then the mortgage company also kicked in with like I don't know, they were checking everything and kicked in like 1 or 2 free years of identity protection.
Yep. That's what they just gave me, 2 years of it, and went through all of them, shut down any, they can't get any reporting or anything. So no new loans can be opened up or credit cards or anything like that. And I've got all the information. If I want myself to do it, I got to turn everything back on and they can do it. But current cards and that kind of stuff, and I checked and they're all safe right now and they're aware. And oh Lord, a couple hours shot on the phone today.
Right.
So
yeah, unfortunate.
Anyway, getting back to detecting, I've got to get out. I haven't got out. I've got a shaft that was provided to me by a friend of mine through Anderson, a lower shaft for a MANTICORE, because one of the concerns was that all the shafts have metal in them, and they do when they're carbon fiber. And if your coil lays down close to it or you're slanted out a long way, it can cause or interference. So I'm going to get out and check that and try and figure a way out to show if it's interfering with a target, and then switch coil and shaft and see if it picks it up better and that kind of stuff. They sent it to me to try out. So I'm going to try that out here after we get our range. We're a little dry here, and that's one reason why I haven't been out much. I got a couple of yards on again.
Yeah, we're terribly dry here as well.
Yeah, and
it's supposed to end. Hard to know where I'm at by following the cloud of dust.
Yeah, it's supposed to end tonight, though. We're supposed to get a broad spread 1 to 3 inches, but some areas could get up to 5 through tonight and tomorrow of rain.
Yeah, we got hitting us Friday.
Yeah, mine's turning brown too, Barb. It's the first time all summer. Got spots coming brown, so it's been dry.
Ours has been doing that off and on all year. It was so bad the other day, in fact, that I noticed even, like I said, I could recreate a lunar landing because of all the crevices and everything in the backyard. But even raised garden boxes have cracks and crevices in them now.
Well, the thing about it is I was catching the weather the other day, and they're talking for August, we're like 2 inches below normal. We haven't had any rain almost all August. So we're a couple weeks into it, and now we need some rain. It's been warm and
make up for it in one big shot.
Evidently, and it'll run off. There you go.
Right.
There you go.
Unfortunately.
Michael says he's going to share his rain and humidity to us. It has really been nice, 78 to 81, low humidity. It's been very, very nice. So, and we're canning tomatoes and making up tomato sauce for spaghetti for the winter. And I've been making up, I'm trying to use up the tomatoes, making salsa, and that's been good. Fresh salsa.
Tim's actually canning tomatoes tonight.
Oh boy. So looking forward to spaghetti and goulash and chili and everything else this winter that we eat.
Oh, yeah. Pizza, spaghetti, goulash, salsa, all sorts of good stuff.
All sounds good. So
Yeah. Yeah, it does.
yeah, Bill, I got tomato out the ears too. I picked probably 6-7 pounds today. I've been giving them away. 8-9 pounds the other day. And did pretty good. A lot of aromas. I grow aromas to make those sauces.
Oh, yeah, they're great for sauce.
Yep. So
They skin easy.
yep. That's why.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, can't beat it. Cannot beat it. And speaking of detecting, for those that are interested in an update, I have not made the post yet about Evanston Beach. But for you water hunters, it looks like it was lost in the water, maybe about waist deep.
Okay. And do we know no one's found it or reported it found? Because Alan sent me an email. That's going on almost 2 weeks now. And that beach gets hit pretty heavy, and he's almost wondering if somebody hadn't found it already.
Yeah, being the location that it is, it's a good possibility that it's already gone.
Yeah, you never know. You know, before the news got out, a lot of people hit that beach. That's a popular beach.
And I'm trying to get a better image of the bracelet before I make that post. But for those who are interested in trying to take a stab at it, I also have an aerial photo with the probable area of interest circled.
Oh, interesting.
That I will not post.
Yep.
They'll have to contact me for that, because it's kind of a fine line sometimes that we have to walk with stuff like that. And if I post up basically drawing a breadcrumb trail to where it potentially could be, well, maybe they get it back. Then again, maybe they don't, because we're not all necessarily ethical hunters.
Yeah. And if they didn't know it was lost and people looking for it right away within the past week or two, if they didn't know, it was a nice find for me. You know.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if it had been me and I ran across it, didn't have any clue that, somebody was looking for it, however you want to word it,
yeah,
I'd be going, hey, it's in my pouch. Good day for me.
Yep. I just saw in the chat, Bob Holycross made a ring return yesterday, he said. Good on you, Bob.
Kudos to Bob. Good job.
Good job.
Yeah. It's always nice when you can do those returns.
Now we got Steve in the house. Hey, Steve. How's it going, Bubba? So it's filling up. And Barb reported they had a credit alert on her yesterday. Hospital pay. Well, the hospital thing is where we got hacked on, Barb. So they must have been getting information on people.
And I want to say maybe 6 weeks ago, Tam got notification about the same scenario where one of her medical providers had been compromised.
Yep, a bunch of them got it.
Yeah, they're good at it, and I don't know. I guess in a sense, you could say it's a form of piracy, but it's a form of piracy that's very heavily frowned upon.
Yep, Frank's in the house. Hey, Frank.
Word to Frank.
So,
Well, it seems like we're getting a little bit of a full house.
yeah, we are. That's good. That's good.
Yeah, yeah, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all.
Uh-uh.
Oh, and another thing too, when we had Kevin and Clay on Sunday, which very cool of them once again to take time to sit down with us. We had kind of touched on a app called Regrid.
Yep.
And
I haven't looked.
I do what?
I haven't looked at it yet.
Well, I did mention on the show that night because I had brought it up. It is available in both the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. And I installed it and checked it out tonight. And it's not bad. It's the information is fairly current, and it's current enough for me to tell that next door, the property adjacent to us next door, I know who the property owners are. I mean, it's a rental property. But imagine my surprise when I looked Sunday night and it's not in their name. They've recently done something and put it in like a shell corporation, and the app noted that. So it's fairly current, up to date information, and it'll bring up the address of the property owner that's on file with the auditor's office, the boundary lines of the property, the value of the property, what the property sold for the last time it sold, how many structures are on the property. So it's got a fair amount of information there for a free app.
Yeah, I'm flipping through it. Right now. I got the phone here. You can follow properties, good tool in the field, data collection, property, multiple map layers. You can search every U.S. land parcel, ownership, visualize properties. It has mobile app and web platform and more.
And even though it is a free app,
yep,
it does operate on in-app purchases.
Right.
Which I assume is if you could probably get more in-depth information on the property owners or something, and maybe that would cost you something.
You got the starter pack, Josh, which is free one. You can search parcels, right, ownership, yada yada. But then they got the Regrid Pro, which search and filter properties, style data, measuring distances, and calculate latitude, longitude. You can set up your own data sets and more. That's $10 a month or $100 a year. And if you want the team one, which has a much broader range, it's $20 a month per user. So they have a free one, and then you can go all the way up with it. So
right. And even at the free level, some people may find a use for that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And where, other people, they may choose to pay the subscription fee. Onyx, I think that one offers like a subscription-based interaction as well.
Is it?
And I couldn't tell you how many people I've talked to. They have no issues paying whatever that is. I mean, it's a nominal amount, $8-10 a month, something like that. Who knows? Maybe not even that much.
So, if you're the outdoorsman and you need, you're looking for your spot that you supposedly get to hunt, and you want to know who's around you, or we're detecting, and we want to know who owns this particular spot that shows a couple of old homes on it that are no longer there, and it's a bean field and going to be picked, and you want to hunt it, it helps you out.
Oh, yeah. Or maybe your research has led you to a location, or you got permission for a location, and you're making killer finds, but it seems like the finds are drawing you over to the adjacent property. Okay, well, where are my boundaries? Who is that property owner? Can I possibly get permission to carry across the property line to continue getting these finds?
Right. But, it's there. It's a tool.
Right, exactly. It's another potential tool in the toolbox.
Okay. Mike's got a thing up here I'm going to announce on there. If you haven't read the chat, Friday, there's going to be a surprise contest on Central Illinois. Prize, mystery silver coin. Add a plus to your entry to get 2 chances to win. So I take it you have to go over to the site and put your name up with a plus, and you get 2 chances at it, folks. So,
well, see, and that sounds like that's kind of a
or it could
beyond
be
sight and
they're putting pluses up beside their name all over. So it could be.
We'll make it here.
Yeah, which is cool. So
at least as far as I know, I'm not giving away a coin tonight.
No, but this is over on Central Illinois, the way
right.
Wrote her up.
Yeah, maybe another night, but not tonight. Not tonight. Tomorrow doesn't look good either. But Friday, hey, Central Illinois is the place to be.
That's right. It's dry, and drier down there. And they did get some rain here recently in some areas down there, but it's still dry as further south you're going. Mike Lackamet goes, ha, 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 ha.
Oh. And, with it being as dry as it is,
right?
I don't know about out there for you guys in Illinois, but back here, some crops have been taken off the field.
Oh.
I don't know if they're double cropping or what.
Well,
but or who knows? Maybe the dry environment was so bad they just fell right over. I don't know. But with the coming rains, if there's an open field like that, also not a bad idea to hit it after the rain too and see what the rain may have revealed. You're all the time hearing of people making line of sight finds of arrowheads, bottles, different pieces of pottery, even coins.
Yep. So we've had the sweet corn go out, and the baby reds went out a couple weeks ago. They've replanted. Green beans are going out now. And then the big white Frito-Lay potatoes are getting picked now.
Ah, I see.
Yeah.
Keeps them busy. I mean,
oh yeah,
they've got a nation to power. They've got a world to power.
That's right. Got to have them Lay's potato chips, man.
Right. Nobody can have just one.
That's right.
Just saying.
Shall we contact them and see if we get any kickback on that, Josh?
Right, yeah. Let them know where to send the check for the shameless plug.
There you go.
For
Yeah,
some reason, I think they'll laugh at us.
probably. You're right.
Doesn't hurt to try, though.
Jason says, I bet the Amish produce stands are loaded up. You are correct. We got one out on the highway down the road here. And they do it. The melons, the muskmelons, watermelons, tomatoes, peppers, they're loaded up. And the further west you go, there are more of them. You got to go a little further east and north here for the Amish stuff, but they're busy.
Oh, yeah. And it's not just the Amish produce stands.
Oh,
I mean,
a lot of
they're loaded up everywhere. And somehow or another, last summer it was killer tomatoes that we had. This summer it's killer cucumbers. I mean, there are cucumbers on the vine right now that are the size of zucchini.
Oh, wow. Cool. We're harvesting a lot just out of my little patch out here. Green peppers, red peppers, yellow peppers. They didn't get huge, but they're fairly plentiful. So they're getting chopped up into the salsa mix and put in the spaghetti sauce and that kind of stuff.
And sometimes you don't necessarily want them real big.
No.
Sometimes they've got a better flavor when they're not big like that. I mean, good example. That's kind of throwing a wrench in my sweet pickle operation.
There you go. Well, we had a sweet corn season here that was phenomenal. I mean, they just now finishing up locally in the sweet corn stands, and Jill and I, the Lions Club, the farmers donate some acres each year for sweet corn for them, and they sell them a couple bucks a dozen. So we load that up and come and that gets canned, and we've had plenty of sweet corn on the cob. Let me tell you, it's been good. But I think we got like 35 pounds of corn canned up. So it's been good.
Wow.
Yep. That sweet corn, freezer corn. That canned stuff they're feeding us anymore is like field corn that's really old. So we have
right.
Yeah. No flavor.
Yeah, gotta be careful.
So
sometimes that's the way it goes. That's why I said sometimes you don't necessarily want them large. Like we were saying about the peppers and everything, because sometimes the flavor's not there.
Yep. Yep. So get them nice small ones for those gherkins and a little bit bigger for dill, and these jumbos. Oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's what these cucumbers were supposed to be specifically for pickling. But that's not what's growing, so I don't know what happened. I mean, I try to get them smaller, but sometimes you go out there and look and go, my God, where the hell did you come from? They just kind of step on you.
We've been eating a couple times a week BLTs, man. Fresh tomatoes, lettuce, bacon.
We like yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with that at all. And I think actually I forgot to mention that. I think we're going to get at least 3 harvests off of the broccoli we've got out there.
Yeah, we've
Because
been canning all. We canned peaches. We've canned everything else mentioned before. We're doing more. I mean, it's what you do.
Oh yeah, you have to. You know, in the times that we're in and everything, and the beauty of it is, if your garden produces extremely well,
Right.
and especially like in your scenario, Chuck, I'm sure if you guys happen to find yourself in, say, I don't know, an excess amount of salsa, I'm pretty sure you can take a couple of jars down to the fire department and they disappear.
They disappear. Oh yeah. Right now, Tostitos are a staple. Doritos and Tostitos are a staple at the station when it's this time of year. We got bags of them. The salsa shows up.
Right. Yeah, everybody's going, well, you know, we got to be prepared in case the chief shows up with salsa.
Well, yes. And a couple of gals, they'll bring it in too, and we'll sit down and be sampling and different levels of heat for them.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Bringing some in. Try this, Chief. And I'm running around screaming, going, no, I shouldn't eat that.
Right. Too hot. Too hot.
Oh, man. So.
Oh, see, could make for a little bit of friendly competition down at the FD. Maybe do a little bit of salsa sampling, chili cook-off, something like that.
Yeah, that's happened. So, and then, you know, everybody, this is the time of year we're getting ready and packing everything up and away. So we got it for the winter to enjoy it. And I'll have a beef hanging here in 2 weeks. So.
Yeah, getting the freezer filled for winter.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, it won't. It's basically, it's just around the corner. You're going to be looking to fill one of them freezers with some venison.
Yeah, we've already been hanging cameras, watching what's going on.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's something that I need to go do. You know how Frank's got his critter cam.
Yeah.
The other night, because we've got the fair going on, tonight's last night. They did the wood carver auction today, but the other night we went out after dark. We were gonna listen to the band, and I came in, and when I came back out, Tam looks at me and she's like, "Did you just throw something over the fence?" "What are you talking about? I was inside." I said, "I don't know what happened, but something jumped over the fence, dropped a tomato on a board, and scurried off into the darkness." I told her, I said, "Well, that wasn't no bunny. That sounds, I mean, I guess I've never known them to necessarily eat tomatoes, but trash pandas will eat about anything, so I got a pretty good idea it's a coon."
Yep.
May have to put them out and see.
That's a little different. That's what it sounds like, ORH.
And then if I can get lucky enough to catch it on camera, maybe we'll have to post up our own little critter cam.
There you go. Jason's making a little moonshine there shortly, he says. A little apple pie. Oh, boy. That's good stuff. A little sip of that, sleep well. Too much of a sip, and you pass out. There's a difference.
Yeah, a little sip of that, it'll keep you warm on a cool night. Big sip of that, you may think a mule kicked you in the back of the head.
That's right.
You gotta be careful with that stuff.
It's the cherry bombs that they make with it that you gotta watch. A couple of those cherries, and you don't care. You just don't care.
Oh yeah. I know a guy that somebody brings him some adult beverages in a mason jar, we'll say, and he'll take and open a can of peaches and dump the juice and then drop them peaches in that jar.
Yep.
Then it's peach flavored. But not
Yep.
only is it a phenomenal peach flavor, the peaches are now infused. So you have to be careful if you have fruit.
Yep. They take the maraschino cherries and just drop them in and let them sit for a while. And that just the same thing, Josh. You eat several of those and they taste mighty fine and you don't notice it. And then all of a sudden you don't care. Give me another one.
Oh, believe me, back in the day, and another lifetime ago, you could say, I was a musician in a band, and somebody brought in a jar that I believe they said the cherries had been setting in 7 different kinds of alcohol.
Oh my.
And when we ran out of beer, we said, hey, we've got them cherries there. Let's give those a shot. And when the jar of cherries was gone, I mean, it wasn't a very big jar, but when it was gone, then we figured, well, I guess we're not getting anything else done today with practice. Might as well hit the bar. Oh, that was a long night.
Well, every once in a while.
Yeah. I mean, when you're younger, you can bounce back pretty easy from that stuff. But I don't know that I'd try it in my wiser years.
It's like tequila. You don't bounce back from too much tequila. Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
I haven't drank tequila in a long time.
Oh, it sounds like somebody got bit pretty hard one night.
Well, we had this punch. This was in Mexico. And that punch was good.
I bet it was.
Too good. Way too good.
Yep, goes down.
They don't pour a little bit of this stuff. They give you like an iced tea glass full. And that was enough.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. The next day was lost. It was lost. I mean, ugh. So that was the last time I drank tequila to any extent.
Right. Yep.
That stuff will do. And Long Island iced tea. Long Island iced tea.
Thing.
It goes down so well. And we were down in Florida with friends. A buddy of mine bought. He said, hey, "What do you have?" And he said, "Try this Long Island iced tea." So I drank it. That's the first time I had it. "You want another tea?" I said, "Yeah, I'll have another glass of tea." The third glass of tea, I flipped Jill the keys and said, "You're driving us back to the hotel because I don't think I can walk back to the car." She did. She was laughing at me. She says, "I haven't seen you stagger ever, and you are not walking a straight line." I said, "That's why you got the keys."
You're going, at least I'm wise enough to know I'm not driving.
Bad enough to be on firm pavement, but trying to walk through the sand to get back over to the parking lot.
Whoa.
That's what slowed things down.
Yeah, dramatically.
So there's been a couple occasions that, yeah, a couple things snuck on me.
That's why I say in my younger years, maybe it was okay, but in my wiser years, moderation can be a good thing. Especially with me, I stagger enough sober.
Yep. It occasions. It's been pretty rare, but there's been a couple
I can't
times.
walk a straight line if somebody paid me to.
Okay, we'll leave that alone.
And that's before.
And you climb ladders. That scares me.
Yeah, climb ladders, cut down trees,
Yep.
mow the yard,
So,
all sorts of things.
oh golly. And there's other things. There are certain homemade wines that sneak up on you. My dad was a winemaker. And we had a lot of homemade wine, and he made good homemade wine. He never made a batch was 20 gallons. Every batch was 20 gallons.
When you're doing homemade, you can never do it at a small scale.
No. And Mom worked for Clinton Corn, which is now part of ADM. She was in charge of the alcohol lab. So she always got the glass jugs that were used, couldn't be used again for him, things like that. And they made their own wines, even sparkling wine. And there was a couple of them that were just she'd measure the alcohol content and everything in them, knew what it was, and dry wine, sweet wine, and you name it. He made a dandelion wine, which my wife could tell you about that because he conned her into picking the dandelions, and it takes a lot of dandelions in 20 gallons. And
right.
Plum, he had
a lot of dandelions.
He had his own grape vineyard out here, and he made. Oh yeah, he went after that whole hog. That was, and I've still got his crockery, which Frank would love to have. I got 20-gallon crocks.
I bet he would.
Yeah, and but the rest of the stuff, all the glass containers and bleed offs, and that kind of stuff, it got sold off. And but boy, he made some killer wine. And he actually tried one year, and there is a recipe for sweet corn cob wine. When you cut your corn, they would take the cobs and make wine with that. It never cleared up for them, but I mean to tell you, that had an alcohol content in it of over 21%. That stuff would sit you right down and rock your world.
Right.
And it tasted good.
That's one of those where you want to make sure you're strapped in, otherwise you're going to fall off your stool.
I always accused him of making sweet corn sour mash is what he was doing.
Right.
Man, that stuff was good.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I've seen it happen. We actually knew some people that they knew someone who made homemade peach wine.
Ooh, I like peaches.
And when they'd filter that off, they'd bring the peaches over to a buddy of theirs, and he'd turn it into homemade peach moonshine. And that thing had an alcohol content like nothing else, but you didn't want to drink very much of it. About the third glass, maybe you were done for the night.
Yep. Yeah, Jason, he made sweet corn, and they'd soak the cob, and that's where the working started. Add the yeast and then the sugar and make that. And it never, he was pretty proud of his wines clearing up, and when he drew them off and that kind of stuff. Good stuff, looked good, tasted good too, but that stuff never cleared up for him. But boy, it was a pleasure to drink. It really was good stuff.
Right?
That'd blow your socks right off your feet if you drank a couple good glasses of that.
Right? Yeah, you didn't watch it. You get into some of that stuff, kind of like the tequila. The socks may not be the only thing that get blown off.
That's right. They made sparkling wine. You add a couple more grains of yeast that when you bottled it, and then it was effervescent.
Huh. Nothing wrong with that.
Uh-uh.
Not at all.
And then Frank, he's getting pretty good with that wine he's making. So yeah, the rhubarb. Now he's into cherry. And
Cherry.
And that cherry that he made last year that we got over here, neighbors, he didn't have much picking on cherries this year because we had a late frost. But last year it was loaded, and he let us pick cherries there. That stuck them out good. That was good.
Yeah, that's what I heard. That's why we gotta keep telling him that he just needs to keep practicing. We'll let him know when he gets.
Keep practicing, Frankie. That's what he's got to do. So
Right. I mean, somebody's got to bring the Kool-Aid to the hunt.
yeah, I was just reading Mike's comment. Ohio, have you been where everyone has gone before? Okay.
Probably just about.
Yep. Nope. Other than that, we're looking forward to get a little rain. I want to get out and try a couple spots if it gets enough rain and soaks in, and try this shaft and see if I see differences. That's what they want me to do.
Yeah, I'm very interested in that because I actually, and this is not a knock on the MANTICORE at all necessarily. But when the MANTICORE was released, I kept waiting and watching and thinking, Anderson's bound to release a shaft for this because I was kind of surprised that there were no shaft stops.
Right.
So, I mean, I think it would be nice if Anderson would produce a shaft for the MANTICORE that has shaft stops. But, I mean, as you said, the MANTICORE is carbon fiber shaft. Maybe Anderson figures, there's no market in it. But if they can get a carbon fiber lower that the MANTICORE doesn't react so much to in prospecting mode, maybe there is a call for a shaft with shaft stops.
Possibly. I'm going to answer. ORH put up, said, you would think if the shaft doesn't move, it wouldn't interfere. Well, I know one thing in what they're seeing, and now this is on the larger coils, not necessarily the small ones. Your stock coil and bigger, as it comes back, it's picking up more of the shaft, what little metal's in it, the way I understand it. And when some people have a flatter angle on it, instead of an upright, they have a flatter outreach, that's where they're getting some interference. So I don't know if it's enough to really make a difference. It can be when you lay it down and it comes flat against the coil. It really, you can hear.
Yeah, it'll shatter, I'm sure. Yeah, and people have to understand too. I mean, what we're referring to is when the MANTICORE is in prospecting mode, because then you're in a high gain mode.
That's what I'm looking at.
Right.
Mode. So far, I mean, now the guys up north, some of them were using a Parks mode, Parks 1, and doing well on the gold. So when you go into the Parks part of it, you don't have that high frequency and the more sensitivity that the higher frequency brings with it. I guess that's the best way to explain it. So, they were having a big meltdown in the prospecting forums and that over this. So I got sent a shaft to try, but it showed up showed up just after I got back from
Alaska. Yeah. Would have been great if you could have got it prior to Alaska.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that you can't still put it through its paces and still check it against a couple of sample nuggets.
Right. So we will. I'll do a little something with it here. Our soil's so benign out here that I run 0 on it on the ground balance 99% of the time until I run further north, get past the Palisades and up in the northern part of the state. You do run in some mineralized areas.
Right. Yeah, I imagine down there where you are, you're at least in somewhat neutral ground.
Right. And I'm 1 month to the day heading towards England.
Oh, time to go England way.
Yeah, we're going to go out and try a couple spots that haven't been hit too hard that just got released out in amongst where they hunt around Colchester, and they've got that ground to hunt on. So we're going to go hit that. That's going to be interesting.
Right. Chuck's looking for a swizzle stick.
The rest of it. One to bring home.
Hey, yeah. I mean, nothing wrong with that. You get lucky enough to find the rest of it because, I mean, obviously the one that did turn up was just a piece of.
Yep. And they don't know if it just an end broke off, Josh, maybe 1-2 inches, or this thing, some of those torques were arm wraps and waist wraps.
Exactly. Some of them were around the arm, the neck, the waist.
Yep.
So, I mean, it's possible that this was just a piece and there's another 2-foot section.
There's another chunk out there somewhere.
At least one. Maybe a couple.
No. Jason, I'm not going to make detective all. We're there from the 15th through the 24th and then fly home. It's an early. They're picking now. They're doing the same thing we are here. They're starting to get ready to pick the carrots, the beets, the onions, potatoes, all that kind of stuff. Those fields come out pretty early, and there'll be plenty of.
Oh yeah, you're gonna have to be ready.
Yes, sir.
Of course, I would imagine just coming off of Alaska like you have, you're probably ready for England.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Their days longer. Yeah.
A lot of walking. So
yes, it is. A lot of walking. But hopefully some good finds along with that.
We can only hope. Man. That's all there is to it.
Right. Yeah, I have to keep fingers crossed. Who knows? Torque.
Right.
Stator. Who knows? The sky's the limit.
Guineas, whatever. And we'll see. Yeah, Shannon, you are correct. At least England has dark time. Oh, we had we blacked out the windows. We hung towels up and didn't have too much problem. Alaska.
Right. Yeah. Alaska had dark time too, just not much of it.
Right. But you wake up and it's light out. You went to bed, you slept a while, you wake up and you got to get up and look at it or grab the phone and say, okay, what time? Oh, it's only 3:45 in the morning. Well, sun's up.
Yeah. It really does mess with your internal clocks, so to speak.
And the guys talking with the guys after they got back, they all walked around for a day like a zombie because it messed you up.
Yeah. Extreme jet lag, I would think.
It really messes you up, that difference. So, well, buddy, I'm gonna get out of here. I hope everybody has a good week. We get some rain. Let's get some digging in. I'm thinking about doing a little contest on a best find type thing. I haven't talked to Josh yet, but we'll come up with something.
Oh.
We used to do the worst. I used to do the worst one. Remember that? Ugly coin?
Yeah.
Yeah, we
I
did
remember
that
doing
too.
that a few times.
So
Yep.
we'll work
Yeah,
something out.
it'll be interesting to see. Although for some people, pickings have been slim with the weather the way it is this
Yeah,
year and
yeah,
everything.
have been. Now Barks and them guys got into a good spot. They did rather good, but that was not the standard. It's kind of a rarity right now. I'm seeing a few pieces come up in here and there, and a lot of people aren't hunting because it's gotten so dry.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And they kind of touched on it Monday over on Detect America. Some of it that hit the parks or even the beaches. Sure, we're finding clad, but we're hoping to find that nice jewelry drop or something. But we saw it with the ongoing of COVID bringing more people into the hobby, and suddenly it seemed like everybody's clad count went down, which is not necessarily a bad thing on some days, believe me. But
Right.
them zinc pennies, who wants to dig them things? But now, in the day and age that we're in, we're seeing those counts go down even more at times because of anymore. Like, you go to, say, a festival that's got food vendors.
Right.
Well, they're starting to take digital payment,
Yep. They're cashless.
credit card. Yeah.
And
So that drops even more.
now the White Tank County Fair is on right now, and we're going to go over Friday night. And we'd been down to the Mississippi Valley Fair. You remember that you put the quarter in, you aim it, and you drop it, and the pushers. They didn't have one there this year, which surprised me.
And
That one had one or two of them going. They had none of those.
And it used to be when you got into those areas, oh man, you were picking up quarters all afternoon.
Yep.
Not
Yep.
so much anymore.
Yeah.
Not
Shannon,
so much more.
mower butchered ones. Can't even put those through a coin star. So anyway, get out of here, my friend. It's 8:00, and we'll look towards Sunday. You got anybody in line coming on lately or not?
That I'll have to get back to you. I'm not sure.
Okay, we'll have to work a couple. We'll have to get a couple more guests in.
Yeah, we'll see what we can do. Kevin and Clay did a great job Sunday, and people definitely enjoyed the show. Enjoyed taking the time to sit down with us. So I'm glad we were able to get them in before Kevin's umpire schedule got in the way.
Yep, he's got a full one too. So everybody stay safe. Have a good time. Go find something if you can get out. And we'll talk to you Sunday, hopefully.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
We'll see ya.
See you.
Okay. So then we were down to one. So just once again, I'll reiterate. I know I said Sunday that I would make that post Sunday night or Monday. Sunday I had to leave the house rather suddenly after the show. We were trying to get the fireworks here from our fair, and since then I've gotten some further information if the bracelet is still out there, which who knows if it is. But I have gotten some further information. I will try to make a post late tonight, early tomorrow, and get that information posted on Evanston Beach. I will say again, though, if people are interested, this was in approximately waist deep water, and I have been provided with a aerial view that it's believed to have the search area in it where they actually took a like a screenshot of Google Earth or something like that, and then drew a circle around the area that they believe the bracelet may have been lost in. Now, granted, I know and you know that doesn't mean that's where it is. But keep this in mind, because I won't put that amount out there. I'll put in the post that there is a nice reward that goes along with it. But remember this, if you do happen to attempt to try it, and you do get lucky enough to find it, if I were you, I would contact me at Josh Kimmel, not Beyond Sight and Sound, as soon as absolutely possible. Because if you're looking for a upgrade, you want to get one of the newer machines, there's enough of a reward. I think you should be able to do that without any issue at all. Just something to think about. So with that in mind, I guess I'm going to roll on out of here too, because with all of the Kool-Aid discussion, I should probably jump off of here and make sure to label this that it's not made for children. That's all right, though. Every now and then you got to cut loose, right? Tip your bartenders. We're out of here, folks.
We sure are glad you found us here tonight. Thanks for dropping by and joining in. If you like metal detecting, treasure hunting, gold prospecting, or even entertaining discussion, check us out Wednesdays and Sundays, 8 p.m. Eastern, on your favorite podcast distribution services.